It's just to the top. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Punchlines. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And we have a packed week of shows, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be super fun. I have to introduce, but I don't do the pictures yet, right? We'll just say, well, wait. Denny Neagle is here, ladies and gentlemen. You know I've been talking about. There he is. There's Jerry, our roadie, jumping out. So Denny is here. There's Denny Neagle, ladies and gentlemen. Hey! Show the guns. There you go. Denny's going to be here for the rest of the week. We've been talking about this. All sorts of great baseball guests coming up. But before we even intro Denny properly with all the pictures I have of him, I'm going to put my headphones on because our producer, Ryan McCormick, hold on.
What's up, Ryan?
There's Ryan. Hey, Ryan McCormick. Ryan McCormick is at the Orleans Arena where the WCC tournament is happening, and Ryan wanted to check in. Ryan, what's up?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. What's the action there like? What's going on?
So doors just opened. We got Gonzaga's women on the floor. The first game, Portland versus Gonzaga, starts at 1. It's a regional championship. So Gonzaga,
Okay.
Portland, Gonzaga last year. Gonzaga's a 1 seed again. 3 this year.
All I know is Gonzaga's in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Do they supply mics over there?
No, we're fine. Yeah.
Building.
Yeah, the building's going to be packed, and you're going to be the in-house director on these games. You'll be back tomorrow when Denny is back. And I think we have Sean Casey tomorrow. Oh, my God, it's going to be amazing.
Yes. The
The mayor, I can't wait. So are you having fun over there? The crowds are good?
Yeah, the crowd was amazing last night. The Gonzaga San Francisco game started off as a really competitive game. They were lights out, but Gonzaga kind of fought back at the end of the first half, and then the Gonzaga fans not let up.
All right.
Just completely took it over. San Francisco struggled. So, yeah.
You know what I have to say about that?
Yes,
Frank?
what?
Right. Zach.
It's no one's fault, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan, you're going to be back tomorrow?
Yep.
All right, we will see Ryan in the studio. Continue. So this is why he's got a doctor's note. He's allowed to be there doing on assignment. Ryan McCormick, ladies and gentlemen. There's Ryan. All right, yay, Ryan.
Love you, Ryan.
All right. It's live television, ladies and gentlemen. And that shot's still great. Did you see what he just did?
What did he do?
He's flipping us off right now. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was trying to get some beads. Or something.
All right, on the show, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him the proper intro. Matt, are we ready for this?
Let's
This is
do
going
it.
to be good. So
Let's get into it.
he's starting his residency here. Oh, you can take these off now. Yeah, okay. We can take these off till Johnny's on. All right.
You guys probably could have just left him off the whole time.
We probably really didn't need him for. We didn't really need him for anything. Starting his residency for the week here at the South Point is a man who is a bigger legend than Wayne Newton. A man who goes by only one name like Vegas Queen Adele. A man who has given lap dances on the strip more than the men of Magic Mike. A man who has spilled more beer than the Bellagio fountains has spewed water. And he can light up a room more than Vegas's brand new Sphere. It's World Series champ, 2-time All-Star, Denny Neagle. Denny, you're on the Sphere.
Oh, man, a little horsey.
The little horse on the train. That's costing us $500,000. But we did it. We got you on the
MLB.
We got you on the Sphere. There you are.
Nice. Look at that.
Look at that picture.
I've made it.
Yeah, they gave us the hometown discount. Normally it's like $600K for one of those.
We got it for half mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent all our money on that and not on Ryan's audio. So that's where all the money went. We did it. We did everything backwards today. But anyway, welcome. So Denny, we met in Pittsburgh his rookie year. The day he got called up. We met at a bar, Kangaroos, man, on McKnight Road. We've been friends ever since. And you have graciously decided to come in town to talk baseball all week. You've lined up some amazing guests, and you brought your son with you.
Yeah, Grizzly Adams, if you want to.
I can't believe that. Can you step in here? Let's just show. The last time I saw him, he did not have any facial hair. And now, what the hell? Look at this.
Look at this.
That's all real. You can tug on that?
Yes.
And how
What is
long?
that, velvet?
Yeah. And how long have you been on Duck Dynasty? That is amazing.
Oh yeah, grown up about 3 years now.
3 years. 3
3
years. It looks amazing.
I don't have that much patience for anything.
I couldn't grow that at all. Anyway, we're glad you came out with your dad. You guys are going to have a trip.
Yes.
Is this your first trip to Vegas, by the way?
Yeah, first trip for fun, really.
Yeah.
Wait, were you working? Wait, what is that?
There's a couple
Something
different
you gotta
kinds of
tell me,
Vegas
buddy?
trips. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, welcome. We're glad you're here and that you came with your dad. So thank you very much for being here. I know. Well, there you go. Excellent. So anyway, I found a couple pictures of Denny and I that were on my phone last night, and that is Pete Harnish.
You played with Pete Harnish.
That's Pete Harnish, former major leaguer, played with Houston, which, by the way, I'm wearing a Houston jersey, but it's allowed because
you had a fastball pretty similar to Nolan Ryan.
So there's Nolan Ryan. Yesterday, I had the first ever Steelers Russell Wilson jersey. I don't know if you saw yesterday.
Did you really?
I just taped a sign on it that said Wilson. But anyway, there's Denny and I.
Did you throw a pick?
What's that? Yeah.
Did you throw a pick?
I did. I overthrew the show. So there's a picture of Denny and I at this golf tournament. Connor Cares, Pete Harnish. There's a whole bunch of us. Where are you, Denny? You in the pink shirt?
I am in the pink shirt, yes.
And there's me. That's the location I was always in for any team photo because I was always the short guy in the front. Usually in Little League, I'd be holding a sign that would say the minor league team in the league. I was always jersey 1 because that was the small
Joe's
uniform.
Bar and Grill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Chico's Bail Bonds, like in Bad News Bears. And then I found this picture also of us.
Oh, yeah.
Is that you or Doug? Wait.
No, that's Brad Klontz.
That's Brad Klontz, another
Yes.
former reliever of the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, because I think that was the poker night, the night before the golf.
Yeah,
I think.
See how blurry that photo kind of is? That's kind of how that whole trip goes.
Well, I think that was the shine coming off Brad Klontz's bald head right there.
He's a good reliever for the Braves. Nice guy. So, yeah, we go way back. And we have a lot of – oh, wait, there's another picture of us. That's us at a Redskins game.
Where's Melvin?
You're allowed to say that, too.
He's behind. He's in the car behind. Yeah, this was at a Redskins game. Now, Denny, I was I could tell you, I was about 40. That was about 12 years ago. 09?
At least, well, about 15 years ago now.
15, that's 15. Yeah. I'm good with math. That was about 40.
It's a new math.
So what happened was the night before, we did a show.
Another Connor Cares event.
Another Connor Cares, which we're going to get to later. We can talk about Connor Cares now, or we'll talk about it later. So I was Denny brought me to town, and we were up very late.
Yes.
That's your brother, number 21, and then you had season tickets to the then Redskins, now Commanders,
and then you had to catch a train.
I had to catch a flight back to L.A. right after the game ended, and I had brought my suitcase with me. And Denny, I remember, they're like, he's never going to make it. I'm like, which way do I get a cab? And they're like, just go that way. And the last vision is just me dragging a cart. I somehow made the flight.
He literally looked like John Candy in Plain Jane automobiles, like pulling the trunk.
It was so sad. And they're like, he's never going to make it. He's not going to make it. You'll never make it. I made it, and my phone died out of the plane, and I was on the bulkhead seat, hungover, drunk. I don't know what I was, but that was my one experience at a Redskins game. And I can't remember if they won or lost.
They probably lost.
Probably lost. I think they were playing the Eagles. But anyway, those are some pictures from our past. And coming up in, I was going to say 15 minutes, which was your jersey number, we have an old buddy of yours, actor Jonathan Silverman's going to be here. So we'll get to Johnny in about 7 minutes or so.
Who was it who saw Weekend at Bernie's for the first time?
Caden. He's not here today. Now, wait a second. Caden, he just saw Weekend at Bernie's like recently. Caden's 20 years old.
I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he say, hey, Frank, I just saw this classic movie this weekend?
Yeah, he's like, oh, you ever saw this movie, Weekend at Bernie's? I'm like, yeah, I saw it when it came out 30 years ago. So there's Jonathan Silverman on the left, Andrew McCarthy, of course. A nice little collage put together by Matt Neverett. So Caden wrote me, because he's not here, he goes, hey, I won't be in today, but I had just one question for Jonathan. Was Bernie actually dead? Seemed like it in both movies. I don't know.
That's acting right there.
I don't know how to answer this. I don't think so.
I mean, last I checked, Hollywood doesn't let you film with dead guys.
I don't think so. That's since the 30s.
Jake Paul tried that once, and it didn't really go well for him.
Yeah, God, that's right. Now, what do you think of him fighting Mike Tyson, Jake Paul?
Gosh,
his
man.
brother.
You know, it's such a shame.
Oh, that was his brother, Logan.
Yeah, Logan
that was that whole.
Logan filmed the dead body. Jake's the one who's going to be a dead body after Mike Tyson does.
So, what do you think
hope,
of this Tyson fight?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't they going to wear like headgear and stuff and bigger gloves? I heard.
I don't know.
That I don't know.
I don't know because
somebody posted that the other day or something. So I'm not sure.
That's not boxing then.
No,
that's not fun.
That's
honestly, the way I look at it, it's going to be a lot like the Logan Paul fight against Mayweather.
Right.
Mayweather could have knocked him out like three or four different times.
Silly.
But the only thing that does scare me is that what if, God forbid, Jake does? Because Jake can fight. I mean, I'll give him credit. He can fight.
Yeah.
And what if he gets lucky and catches him? Tyson's what, 57
He'll
now?
be 58 when the fight happens.
And let's face it. I mean, it's biology, man. He can't take as many punches as he could when he was younger. So that's going to kill me if he gets lucky and gets a punch in.
Now, were you? Oh, yeah, hold on.
I just looked it up. So as of 8 hours ago, Ariel Helwani's taking his time away from the UFC to report on this, which is saying something. It was originally reported that the fight will be a sparring match with 18-ounce gloves and head guards. However, Ariel Helwani this morning saying in his podcast that it'll be a heavyweight fight, hoping to get it sanctioned professionally by the Texas Commission because they're fighting at Jerry World.
Jerry Jones,
Helwani
also adamant there will be no headgear whatsoever, and it will have the feel of a regular boxing fight. We could only get so lucky.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah,
and it's free on Netflix, too.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'll give you my password, and anyone can watch it. But, yeah, I mean, if they wear headgear, then I feel like we're cheated.
Yeah. I hope they don't, and I hope Tyson just knocks him out.
God. Everyone in America does.
And that's why people are going to watch it.
I will watch it, and I will wager on it if possible. I did lose my biggest bet ever. I lost $500 on Tyson when he bit
that he would bite the other ear off?
That he would bite the other. I had left ear, and he bit right ear. And my buddy Frank Murgie's probably watching. He had $1,000 on it. So we'll never forget that fight because we had Tyson to win, and he bit the guy's ear and spit it on the ground. And we're like, so does that disqualify the bet?
Since American, let me your ears.
Since he bit his ear off? My God. Now, you landed just a few hours ago.
Yes.
You came in from Colorado.
I had to be here for my boy Frank.
I appreciate it, man.
And punchlines at the South Point. Absolutely. Yep, I would have got in last night, but we had our first game of the regular season that I'm coaching at Chatfield High School back in, shout out Chatfield, Littleton.
Okay, all right, very good. Matt lived in Colorado for a while.
I lived in Highlands Ranch for a while, yeah.
So, dude, we were playing Cherry Creek, who was preseason ranked number 1 in the state.
Really solid.
We were up 4-2 going in the last inning, and we blew it in the last inning. They tied it up 4-4. Then they went up 5-4 in the 8th. We tied it up. Then they went up 6-5, and then we tied it up again. And then, so the game's suspended.
Oh, cliffhanger. Jesus.
I did my freshman year at Mountain Vista.
Oh, nice. Yep.
They couldn't call the lefty, and you couldn't come in. The coach is allowed to pitch.
And you remember Dave Veers, right-handed pitcher?
Yeah, I do.
So he was the pitching coach for Cherry Creek. They beat us last year in a tough game, so I wanted that rematch this year. And I was like, this is killing me, man.
Now, we're talking about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul in this fight and everything. Were you ever in a real baseball scrum, like a big-time fight?
Nobody ever wanted to charge me, Frank. Come on, man. No. I was, in a couple of those just like shoving and pushing matches. Right. Probably the best one that ever didn't happen but came close was when I was with the Reds in '99. We were going for the playoffs last couple weeks of the season. We're playing St. Louis. They're out of it.
Okay.
And I'm winning like 3-1. Like we're tied or got a 1-game lead. And long story short, I drill Fernando Tatis Sr. on like a 1-2 pitch. We're up by 2 outs, nobody
You're
on.
Obviously not throwing.
So I'm ticked off because I hit him. I don't want to put a guy on base, So I'm like, dang it, man. I'm rubbing the ball. I look up and there's Tony La Russa with his arms folded, just staring me down, right?
Yeah.
I look up, I go, what the hell are you looking at, old man? Like, what'd you say? Like, you heard me? Get your butt out here. So he starts coming out, and he wants to charge me, man. I almost go at it with Tony La Russa.
Oh, my God.
So nothing ever happened. But after the game, there was a pitcher named Mark Thompson that was with us earlier in the year, and now he's with St. Louis. And I was already meeting him for a beer, and he goes, Nags, you'll love it, man. I'm coming back out of the showers, walking past his office. He goes, hey, Thoms, come here. You know Nagel, right? He goes, yeah, I'm going to meet him for a beer. He goes, tell him I love that shit, man.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, La Russa's psycho, but yeah. Okay. Oh, we're going to take a break. All right. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with Jonathan Silverman. Is that right? Okay. A lot more to go. A whole week. We'll be right back on Punchlines. Frank, Denny Neagle.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby. South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie, Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
So Denny Neagle has just landed, as we said. He's in studio all week. Matt Neverett is producing today for Ryan. Ryan will be back tomorrow. We'll be able to hear Ryan tomorrow when he's here in the studio. And he loaned me a Nolan Ryan jersey. Again, as a diehard Pirate fan, I'm allowed to wear this because it's Nolan Ryan, who was like, I mean, he was one of my heroes. I love Nolan Ryan.
Well, and I told you, when you have a fastball that rivals his, too, you can wear that jersey.
I could throw, it's the legs. It's the lower body. I always told you, you'd throw harder if you used your legs. Joining us is a friend, and we'll get the story of how you guys met. I've met this gentleman a couple times. Great guy. He's an actor. And when you talk baseball, you got to mention Little Big League. He was in Little Big League. And we have many pictures of him playing in I don't know how many Dodger All-Star games, Celebrity All-Star games he's playing in. Jonathan Silverman is here, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan, yeah.
I was going to say, gentlemen, good to see you.
I was going to say, Johnny, you think Jim Bowers had a fastball to rival Nolan Ryan?
I don't think so. I think I was about 20, 25 miles an hour short. But God, that was a fun gig. I think it was the most fun gig I ever had.
You know what? So let's talk about Little Big League for a second, if you don't mind. Matt Neverett, our producer, said he looked up, you can actually buy Jim Bowers jerseys online. And they're going for like $100, by the way.
Like $92.
Yeah, so we hope.
I want to buy one.
I know.
Can you loan me $100?
I know.
It's a little pricey.
I was wondering if you were getting a cut of the action on that. So you said that was probably one of your favorite roles you've ever played. I mean, that movie I've seen probably, I don't know, at least 10 times, 20 times. It's that and Rookie of the Year. They were all on all the time.
Is that right up there with, what was the Pittsburgh one you had?
The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh?
There you go. The Fish
That Saved Pittsburgh.
Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm not allowed to say Pittsburgh. Every time I say it during Lent, I get a $5 fine.
I'm not the one tallying. You're
sorry.
good.
Yeah, no, that's okay. But anyway, tell us about your experience on Little Big League.
Little Big League was such a blast. I mean, every day was, going to work was putting on a uniform and going to the dome where the Twins used to play and getting to actually pitch against Ken Griffey Jr. and Paul O'Neill and Carlos Baerga. And then they gave me all the funny lines. I guess I was not only a relief pitcher, I was the comic relief pitcher. So I got to play baseball and be funny. It's like a dream. If I could eat ice cream and have sex, then it's done.
It's the dream gig right there.
Like you didn't do that behind the scenes.
No.
I have one question that my friends and I were always wondering. I love the movie. For the baseball montage, they use the song Run Around Sue, which never made sense to me. And you're like a baseball moon. It's don't keep away from Run Around Sue. And you're like, they're turning double plays. I'm like, what? Who was the music consultant on this film? But I mean,
I'm not sure. There was a big fat budget, and there was a big fat budget for music. And I remember early on, because I think they put together that sequence or a version of that sequence within a few weeks of shooting, and we all gathered around and watched it. And that was just the temp track. It was like, that's got a fun beat, Run Around Sue. And we're like, I can't wait to see what the real music is that they're going to put in. And then the movie came out, and it's still Run Around Sue, which would be good for like a softball game movie, but I don't quite understand it. But
who was it who directed that one, Johnny?
He's a lovely guy. His name is Andy Scheinman, and at the time he was one of the 5 principal owners of Castle Rock, along with Rob Reiner and the other gentlemen. And he was such a baseball fan and such a movie purist that his goal for this project was to get as many athletes, actual baseball players, to either play themselves or versions of themselves, and whatever acting roles that he was casting to play baseball players, he wanted to make sure that these actors could play baseball. Kevin Costner had already done 16 baseball movies at the time, so he was ruled out. But Billy Crystal had done a number of Castle Rock movies, obviously, and Andy had asked him. He said, "Hey, do you know any do you know any actors who could play baseball? And he said, well, I do know this one guy. I've played with him a few times. His name is Jonathan Silverman. Really good baseball player. I mean, really good. I've never seen him act. I don't know if he's any good, but he could play baseball. And that's how I got the job. Thanks, Billy.
Now, did you meet Crystal at some of these Dodger celebrity games that you play in all the time?
That was
okay. That's what I figured.
Once a year, they had this fantastic game. It was baseball, then it turned into softball. And now I think it doesn't exist because, we have to pay $90 for a hot dog now that we have Shohei on the team. And it's well worth it. But back in the day, every August, they would have this classic. And it was just a bunch of, Yahoo actors like myself playing baseball. And it was a highlight. It was a blast.
We have some photos of it, right? Don't we?
Oh, God.
Do we have some photos of the Dodger, him playing the
All-Star?
Oh, yeah. Let's see the. We got some softball.
I don't know if we have video. We got to pull some
a couple
pictures.
of old softball. Celebrity softball.
No, that's not it. Hold on.
This one here.
There it is. Okay. Well, look at that swing. See, look at the legs. See, look at the swing. Denny, what would you say about that swing there?
Doesn't look so balanced. Maybe a little.
It looks like I'm taking a poop.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna guess a roll over to third.
Yeah, a little top hand on that one.
And then what am I doing in the other picture? I'm like adjusting my yarmulke.
Yeah, that was.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Kevin Elster in that movie though too?
Kevin Elster.
Yeah, because that's when he was trying to become an actor.
Kevin Elster, shortstop. Go ahead, Jonathan. Sorry.
He had just, he had played on the championship Mets ball club, and he blew out his shoulder, and he couldn't play for an entire year. And very handsome fella, very talented fella, and he got the job as our shortstop. Well, of course, Danny. I mean, if you were available back then as an actor, Kevin got the gig. But the problem was he obviously would play beautifully. He would make a gorgeous backhanded stab, but he couldn't throw the ball to first base anymore because his arm was messed up. So he would just throw it past the camera. And it looked, once they edited that, he fired it to first base, but he threw it like 11 feet.
Oh, my God.
But he was great. And then the next year, the Rangers picked him up, and he won Comeback Player of the Year.
That's right.
So it just goes to show you, kids.
Yeah, that's right.
If it doesn't work out in baseball, go do a movie, and then you'll...
See, I would have loved a couple of cuts and reshoot it, whatever, on some of those home runs I gave up.
You couldn't do that. That was my point. Kevin Elster, I just used him on a Immaculate Grid the other day as someone who played for... the shortstop. It was a shortstop for the Mets, and I did Kevin Elster.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny because, Frank will text me. The varsity team that I coach yesterday, they're like, Coach, I keep using you all the time in Immaculate Grid. I go, I get messages all the time. They're using me.
It's unbelievable. It's always cool because I'm always waiting to see if it's going to be a Braves picture or a Yankees picture because they have a couple different ones for you. But, yeah, I send it to you all the time. You've done a couple sports movies. Caddyshack 2, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, Jonathan, first of all, I like that movie. I saw it in the theater, and I almost prefer the Kenny Loggins song from 2 over I'm All Right Almost. It's that good. And I listened to it the other day when I knew you were coming on the show because it's in my rotation. But now, did you get to play a lot of golf? Was that as fun?
I did play a lot of golf in prep for that movie. As Denny will attest to, I'm not much of a golfer. As a matter of fact, I think I played in a tournament for Denny, and I didn't even have clubs. And he gave me a set of his fat shafts, and this is totally legit. I'm not saying anything.
Wait a second, hold on.
Okay, that's another extra fat shaft.
Yeah,
and it looked like something that came out of the Rodney Dangerfield collection.
Right.
I mean, it's just this big, obnoxious red bag, and it says "fat shaft"
Wilson.
And I think I still have those.
He still has your.
He's still holding my fat shaft.
Always got your driver close to me.
Now, growing up, you grew up in Los Angeles. So, were you a diehard Dodger fan, Laker fan, Rams fan?
Yes, and yes. Still a big Dodger fan, and even with the $90, hot dog charges, I'm so excited about this year. And yes, big Laker fan. I grew up a Rams fan, and then almost like my parents got divorced, they left. And then the Raiders came to town. It was like a stepdad for a couple of years. And then they left, and then we had nothing. And now it's just ironic that there's 16 teams playing in Los Angeles right now. But
I think Johnny he used to have a poster. Who was it? Vince Ferragamo?
Vince Ferragamo. God, he was the Italian. He played the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
Vince and then the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Those are my two posters.
Matt, you want that question?
Yeah, Jonathan. Question for you. You were high school classmates with David Schwimmer. What's a good David Schwimmer story that we may not know?
Wow. Okay, I've got one. Yes, David Schwimmer has been a lifelong friend. We went to school together. We grew up together. David was always the finest actor in our class, in our drama class, and it was filled with very fine actors. Some of our upperclassmen were Nicolas Cage, who
pretty good,
was then known as Nick Coppola.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Not a lot of people know he was an actor, but Lenny Kravitz was in our school. But David was always destined for greatness. And when he went off to college at Northwestern, he formed his own theater company. But when he came back to LA, it was kind of rough going for him. He would get a cool gig, like in a reacurring on NYPD Blue.
And Wonder Years he was on when I was a kid. He was the boyfriend.
Do exceptional work, but it's still he was waiting tables, at the Grill restaurant in Studio City. And he said, you know what? I think I've had enough of this crap. I'm giving up on Hollywood. I got cast in this one pilot. It's not very good. It's not going to go anywhere. And as soon as we get the notice that it's not picked up, I'm moving back to Chicago full time. I'm just going to do my theater and come visit me when you can. We'll do a play together. And it turned out to be a little program called Friends.
Oh my God, that is tremendous! Wow.
That's crazy.
Jesus. So what else? So you follow sports. Do you gamble on sports at all? Are you a sports gambler?
I waste my money on so many other things. But no, I've never really been a gambler. I have a fantasy baseball team that might be as close as it gets, and I don't have the $2,000 buy-in. It's like $200. But
wait, real quick. I was golfing with Pete Harnish and Nagel. We showed the picture earlier. They're talking about their fantasy league. They're like, you want in? I'm like, yeah. What is it? They're like, was it like 10 grand or something?
No,
it was
$2,000.
Okay, $2,000. Still, I'm not doing that. I'm like, I'll do $200 because then I'm already biting my nails on a $200 league. If I was in a $2,000 league, I'd never sleep and I would just stare at a waiver wire the whole time. So you're not a gambler, but let me ask you this question about the Dodgers. The Dodgers over under this year here at the South Point, total wins. Would you like to take a guess at what we have the Dodgers set for season wins?
103.
It's 103.5. Holy mackerel.
Nice.
Maybe you should gamble, Mr. Silverman.
Interesting.
So 103.5. They had Yamamoto. They had Shohei Ohtani, and they also had Tyler Glasnow, who is I'm a Pirates fan, so I'm telling you,
he's a Pirate local. But he's from Santa Clarita. He's from Southern California.
Exactly. So I mean, and he's starting the opening.
They just named him opening day starter.
5'6". Yeah, he's opening starter. He's like Freddie Patek.
Freddie Patek.
Wow.
Ron Say.
Freddie Patek, who also played for the Pirates and is probably my height. I used him in an immaculate grid because I loved Freddie Patek, who was he was like 5'5", who once hit 3 homers in a game. I don't know how you do that. I hit 4 in a wiffle ball game once, and that was a close 11. But the Dodgers, I mean, you have to feel good about this roster and this lineup. I mean, they're even like 12-3 in spring training right now. But I mean, 103.5 seems like they're going to go over that.
Yes, but will they pull together the 13, 14 games they need to win an actual World Series? Will that happen? Will they win one game of the opening division series? Will that happen?
That opening round against Arizona last year, I had the Dodgers in every game. Then they lost game 1. I'm like, all right, was Kershaw game 2? I think Kershaw was game 2.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, Clayton, he shook, he won this, he got his ring. The postseason jinx, and then it was 5-0 before he got an out or something.
Speaking of him, I haven't heard. Has he committed yet, or are they?
He's staying in LA.
Oh, nice.
He'll be playing until
Good. That would be one of those ones.
He's staying in
I couldn't even imagine seeing him in another uniform.
He does not belong. He's going to be one of the last guys to wear one uniform, like someone like Joey Votto. Now I don't know if you've heard about Joey Votto lately. Poor Joey Votto was posting these videos, which we've showed on the show, of him like at the car wash. Yeah. And like him going, this isn't spring training. Then he said he's not going to put his carts back to the cart return until he gets signed. And thankfully, the Blue Jays signed him into a minor league deal, which is where he's from.
It's smart. Yeah, he's a local guy.
Yeah,
I mean, if he was going to play anywhere else, I was happy at least he got to go with his hometown team.
Do you know Joey? Do you know
Not really. But, lots of ties in Cincinnati. The doctor just my surgery. He's still the Reds team doctor. And I've heard nothing but the best things about him. So I'm happy for him. But I wish he would have stayed in Cincinnati because I love seeing guys like that finish their career with one team.
Yeah. Who were your favorite ball players growing up? Were they all Dodgers? Because I grew up I was Ron Say and Reggie Smith and Steve Garvey, that era.
Absolutely. My favorite ball player growing up was Manny Mota.
Oh my God.
He was just the pinch hitter. He also played for the Pirates.
Yes, he did. And Vic Davalillo was another guy off the bench for the Dodgers.
You sure it wasn't Pedro Guerrero?
Pedro.
Wow.
Frank knows that one too.
Yes, it probably was. It probably was. But yes, because I guess as an 8, 9-year-old kid, every time I would go to a Dodger game, the score would be tied, and Manny Mota would come in the 9th inning and off the bench and hit a single to win the game.
Unbelievable.
And, it was incredible.
And the public address, Manny Mota. I remember because my first games, even though I lived in L.A. for a while but we moved out there. My dad was doing stuff, and my first games were at Dodger Stadium, and Manny Mota. And I almost want to say I was at the game where he set the pinch hitting record. I think he broke, it was like Smokey Burgess, who was another Pirate, I think had the record. And I was there, I think, when Manny Mota broke it. And then there's another, was it maybe Lenny Harris might have it now?
Lenny Harris
was another guy.
Good memory.
Right? I know. I'm telling you, I'm a baseball player.
Dave Hansen had it for
Dave
a while.
Hansen, John Vanderwall might have, because I know he had a ton.
Another
Mark Sweeney.
Former Pirate. Everyone's a former Pirate.
Yeah.
This is like audio immaculate grid
here. We were on that baseball cruise with him. Those are the days.
That's right.
And I just want to go back to how you guys met, and then we'll let Jonathan go. So how did you guys meet?
So in 1997.
It was J-Day, right?
Farmersonly.com. No, in 1997, I made my second All-Star team, and Johnny was in an awesome show that I still don't think got enough credit called The Single Guy.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Johnny, wasn't it between Friends and Seinfeld in that slot on Thursday night?
The best thing about that show was the time slot. Between the two
he's not giving himself enough credit. Great show, but so it was me, Chipper, Glavin, Maddox. We're all sitting there in the flats in Cleveland for the All-Star Gala the night before the game. And Johnny walked by, and I said, "Hey, there goes a single guy right there," you know. And Chipper and Glavin was like, "Come on, Nags, you're the talker, or whatever, you know. Go introduce yourself." So I went up and I said, "Hey, Johnny," I said, "Denny Neagle, I'm here with Chipper Jones and Tom Glavin." I said, "The guys would love to meet you." And he goes, "Yeah, I'd love to." So he came over, and then we started, shooting the crap with him and his dad and stuff. And I was telling Frank earlier, Johnny, how I told your dad, I was like, the movie that I swear he doesn't get enough credit for is Stealing Home with Jodie Foster. And his dad was like, "I'm telling you, that's the best movie. That's a great movie. Tell Jonathan that too," And so we hit it off that night. And then, this was way before, any kind of cool messages and stuff. So I get back to the room the night after the game, and Johnny left me a voicemail. Was like, "So nice meeting you. Here's my number in LA. When you come out, look me up and stuff." And true to his word, man, I gave him a call when we came in the next time, and we've just been friends ever since.
There you go.
And I thought it was a safe bet for us to be friends and hang out when you were on the Braves, because you would only come to town once a season, and then suddenly, like a year later, you got traded. And then you wound up in Colorado, and you were here like every month. It was exhausting, Denny. It's not easy, being your concierge in Los Angeles. But God, we had some fun.
They are exhausting nights. At times. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Denny, thank you for calling in the fade. He called for the righty.
Very
called
proud
for the righty.
of you, Denny.
Thanks, Jim Bowers, Johnny Silverman.
All right, we're going to take another break and be back. Jonathan Silverman, ladies and gentlemen. More punchlines after this.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show. Every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby. South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
It's the Punchlines party, ladies and gentlemen. Denny Neagle's here. Tommy Green, yes, yesterday legalized gambling in North Carolina. Welcome. Yeah, there you go. North Carolina, you can bet in North Carolina, everywhere. It's pretty much everywhere. Can you bet in Colorado? Does Colorado have sports gambling yet?
Well, yeah, because we have like the Blackhawk Casino.
Okay.
Blackhawk down.
Okay. That's why everyone walks out. I'm in Blackhawk, I'm down. Let's see. Let's get some of Denny's Grand Slams. I don't know if he's. We always show the Grand Slams.
Let's go.
Bob Dell, I knew you were going to say.
Wait. Am I giving up or am I hitting?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we have any. We'll do those later in the week when we have Smoltz on. We'll have a Smoltz review. Y108. I knew you were going to say that, Bob. That's the country station in Pittsburgh that my dad worked at and Bob worked at. Let's see. It's a lose-lose. Let's try to see. Would Denny leave retirement for a chance to play one last season with the champion Dodgers?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's Reno Paul already thinking they're going to win the World Series. Hey, you just wait. B-Town Dummy wanted to know, what sequel did Silverman enjoy making more, Weekend at Bernie's 2 or Caddyshack 2?
I can tell you the answer to that one.
Is
Weekend at Bernie's 2.
He had fun on those?
He always makes fun of himself. He said, I've tried my best to take Caddyshack 2 off the IMDb.
I know. That's why I just quickly.
That's always great that you said that,
That's
though.
why he's just like,
oh, he's a good sport about it.
But
though.
I saw it in the theater, and at the time, I loved it. I thought it was great. I mean, look, Caddyshack, and the song, the Kenny Loggins song, I'm Going All the Way is better. Little Big League, the only time the Mariners went deep into the playoffs. Nice Joey B says, Nagel, welcome to the gun show.
Yeah.
And he says, Nagel, Joey B's a big gambler. What? Better be pulling for the CSU Rams and the Mountain West tournament. Do you follow Colorado? UW or UC or
dude?
More?
You know what's funny, man? Like I was gonna when I was still playing, I was the guy that did all the NCAA brackets and everything. Oh God, we had the Sweet 16 in this one, and then the capture pools, and so man, I was doing that crap every night, stuff. Now I just haven't followed college basketball as much the last 5 to 10 years.
Well, it's going to be heating up. It's heating up. We have 5 tournaments in town.
5 tournaments in town. Colorado State 7-1 to win that one.
Yeah, and you're doing.
Wow,
and
nice.
What are you working tomorrow?
Big West.
You're going to be at the Big West all week.
Big West all week.
You're doing 4 different games. You're doing 4 games tomorrow. 4 games on Thursday.
Yeah, 11 games.
So CSU is in this one here.
They're in the Mountain West, which is at Thomas and Mack. We've got the Big West, which is at Dollar Loan Center. WCC is at the Orleans. WAC is at the Orleans when WCC ends, and Pac-12. The men are at T-Mobile. The women are at MGM Grand Garden. So 6, if you count that, 6 locations.
I forget that the casinos actually can host a tournament.
Yeah,
too. That's awesome.
And we had the Super Bowl, for God's sakes, which is unbelievable. Paul brings up something interesting. Fun Manny Mota story.
Very fun.
They had to stop selling his jerseys in L.A. because in Spanish, Mota means marijuana. So that jersey was outselling All-Stars jersey, and it upset the system. I had no idea. Wow.
I like to stick it to the man, Frank. I'm all about it.
I could tell you a funny story about Jersey, but I don't know if I can. When I played for the Portland Beavers.
Okay. Well, Ed's laughing, our director, so I think it's clear. Yeah, go for it.
Can I?
Sure, go for it.
Well, dude, because it literally in 1991 when I was in there, when I was at Portland.
Okay.
It was outselling most of MLB's franchise stuff and everything too, because the shirt said the Portland Beavers, Beaver Fever, snatch it. Right. I swear to you, they were and then
kudos to the marketing,
and it was funny, and they let it happen until all of a sudden it was outselling MLB. MLB stepped in and said, "No, you can't sell those."
Did Kurt Russell design that one?
I will be on that. I'll be wearing that jersey tomorrow. Someone can give me that right away.
Frank, if you've never heard of the Portland Beavers and know the history behind that, Netflix has a documentary.
I know what you're going to say.
The Battered Bastards of Baseball.
Yes.
Kurt Russell's family.
Such a good documentary about. Yeah, it was his dad, right? That owned it.
And his name was Clip Pip or something. He had a really cool zip.
Some fun baseball.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Across the street from my house in Los Angeles, Wyatt Russell lived there. So Wyatt Russell's Kurt and Goldie's son. So I got to know him. And I said, hey, man, Battered Bastards of Baseball. I said, I bought the DVD for a friend. I watched it 100 times before it was even on Netflix. It is tremendous. It was
he bought the VHS.
A VHS and a beta. Tremendous document. And that's right. That was the Portland Beavers?
Yep.
All right. What's the count on Beavers today? How many times?
5 so far.
All right. We're going to go. This is show number 108. So we want to show some famous jerseys.
Yes.
Number 8, because there is no 108. And I told you, Matt Neverett, and you delivered. I said, we have to have Willie Pop Stargell on there. Did you ever meet Willie Stargell or no?
I did. I did. Like one time way back in the like one of my earlier years in Pittsburgh.
And I was at the opening day for PNC Park, and he died that morning, which made it all the more surreal. But that was my hero, and his middle name is Dornell. His name was Wilver Dornell Stargell. Darnell or Darnell. And I wrote a report where we had to pretend we were the famous person. And everybody's report, my teacher said in front of the class, was, "Hi, I'm Joe Namath." But I went, born. I started off like, born on a dusky day in Oklahoma. I would grow up to hit 470. My name is... Anyways, because this is the most creative one, A+. And when I was moving, I still have it. I kept it.
Nice.
This was one of the few reports I ever got an A on. But anyway... Other number 8s up there. What do you remember of these guys, Denny? Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba.
There's that guy named Cal Ripken Jr.
He's pretty good.
Cal Ripken.
Yes. I mean, dude, seriously. He's one of the classiest acts you'll ever meet. One of the nicest superstars I think you'll ever meet. For real.
And do you still pull for the Orioles? Is there still a passion for the Orioles?
Talk about a team that's up and coming, man.
Oh, yeah.
They look real good.
I don't know what their odds are to win the series this year.
Someone had a meme of the top 4 Orioles.
And they all look the same.
They all look the same. They're all like young white guys with curly hair down to their... They're all like the same. They look the same. They're farming them in Baltimore.
You know,
and then
my dad would go on a cruise every year when I was still playing, and it was like Orioles. It was like retired Orioles guys, Padres, and Red Sox. Because this guy who had worked for all 3 teams in some sort of capacity, he lined it up, stuff. And so the big draw was Earl Weaver for the Orioles.
My God.
And so my dad kept telling me. And so when I was done playing, my brother and I started going on with my dad. That became our annual trip, and it was dude, to hear Earl's stories.
Oh my God,
was just awesome, man.
There's nothing better when Earl Weaver's arguing and he turns the hat around so he can get closer to the umpire's face. Here, turns the bill around. Now he's here.
Denny, do you remember the video? I forget what umpire was that he was yelling at him. He said, "You're here for one reason and one reason only."
Yeah,
I can't really say the
They
rest.
might,
I forget.
They're mic'd up. Yeah, you can Google.
Oh God, some great ones. Yeah.
We encourage you after this show, before Sports by the Book, stay on YouTube and Google some Earl Weaver mic'd up. Also, Yogi Berra, to this day, there's a documentary of Yogi Berra on right now.
Yes.
Still kind of one of them almost underrated heroes. 3-time MVP, and I think he won 8 or 9 World Series, and he only played like 11 years.
At least.
Something like that. It's like maybe 9 or 10.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. And then, last on the list, you got Steve Young. A guy who played in the USFL. Then he went to Tampa Bay. Everyone said he was a bust. He gets into the Niner system, waits behind Montana, gets his shot, and then becomes one of the best. He's in the Hall of Fame.
And wasn't there a story like, didn't he go to like medical school or something like that because he was getting so frustrated with not being able to play? So the guy was like, you know what, I'm gonna. He was either law or medical school. I can't remember, man. Something crazy like that.
I just remember a Sports Illustrated when he was drafted by the LA Express, was the USFL. He got like $20 million, got like some ungodly amount, or signed one of those like $30 million deals that they were doing, but then he got into the NFL, and obviously with the Niners.
Was a tough one for me too because I loved Joe Montana as a kid also too, but I was always a sucker for left-handed quarterbacks too. So I love I couldn't wait to watch Steve Young play too. So that was bittersweet.
Is he the last great lefty quarterback? Probably.
Well, it was Mark Brunell.
Oh, Brunell was.
He had some good years. He's got the Jaguars.
UW guy.
Yes, Mark Brunell.
They got Tua now.
And Boomer.
Oh, Boomer.
Well, but Boomer was before Steve Young even, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Michael Penix Jr. in the draft this year.
Dude, I like that kid, man.
Be in the draft this year. I will say, guys, this collage, I may have had the hardest time deciding the last couple of spots. Kobe was going to be on there, Ripken was going to be on there, Willie was going to be on there, but then, there was a lot of guys up for that final spot. I wrote down 6
what
that I could have easily put on there.
Yeah, let's hear.
Carl Yastrzemski.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Joe Morgan. Gary Kidd Carter. Alexander Ovechkin.
Boo.
Troy Aikman.
I know, he's a Caps fan.
And what was that last one?
Troy Aikman.
Oh, jeez.
And then we want the ball and we're going to score, Matt Hasselbeck.
We'll always remember. We'll take the ball, we're going to score. Pick six.
And then Frank's favorite, Lamar Jackson.
I don't know who that is. But late breaking news story. Did the Steelers just get Patrick Queen, the linebacker?
Yes, they did.
They
did? From the Ravens?
Dude, the running back situation is crazy right now.
Henry just signed with the Ravens.
And my Commanders got...
Austin Eckler? No.
Yes, Austin Eckler.
Yep.
And then Derrick Henry, the Ravens.
Yeah, no, I made a list. We're going to talk about it later on Sports by the Book. I made a list of running backs in new places.
Yeah,
1, 2,
it's
3,
amazing.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys, like 9 impact running backs.
Crazy.
Let alone a lot of the other moves. Joe Mixon traded to Houston today. We don't know the report for that yet.
I didn't hear that
That's
one.
a weird
These
one.
running backs are shuffling all over the place. But over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of talk about running backs not getting paid and the value of that running back position. Don't tell Josh Jacobs. 4 years, $48 million with the Packers.
Yeah, wow, that's right. Yeah.
Money, But it is episode 108, and just for fun, I looked up some interesting 108th facts. Well, here, greatest baseball player of all time. I looked up, according to the baseball reference, I think. Number 8 is Lou Gehrig.
I thought you were going to say me.
No, you were not. Number 108, Rafael Palmeiro.
Wait a minute, but what was Lou Gehrig, though?
He was number 8.
Not number 8. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, number 8, not 108.
Palmeiro, 108.
108. Football, 8th greatest football player, Peyton Manning. 108th song, according to Rolling Stone, Just Like Heaven by The Cure.
I love The Cure.
108th all-time grossing movie, Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
And 8th greatest song, according to Rolling Stone. 8th greatest song, according to Rolling Stone, Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott.
I'm surprised it was that
No
low.
way. 8th greatest song?
Rock songs of all time, Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott. It's a good song. I don't know if I put it in the top 8 or the top.
I put my thing back, flip it, and reverse it.
Yeah, right.
That was Frank's go-to bedroom song.
Of course. Get his freak on.
Sound the horn! It's post time. That's right. It's time for posts with punchlines. And today's a special day. Look, we even have a graphic of me. Look at that.
Wow,
and then here comes
handsome
Jake
fella.
Paul, Mike Tyson, clubs. There. Look at all those icons. We're going to start off with Will Ferrell because this is one of the greatest things ever. I don't know what you cut together or put together. But on this date in history, March 12th, 2015, you might remember Will Ferrell played for like every team in
spring training.
In spring training.
Yes.
He was third base coach, so roll what you have or whatever we have. So here's Will Ferrell. It was a day in Arizona, the Cactus League. So that was his sign. Third, don't pull a muscle.
He had other ones as well.
Yeah, another one was don't hit it hard.
Swing as hard as you can.
Swing as hard as you can. So look, third base coach, look how good he is.
Jorge Soler followed that advice.
Luis.
Because I remember my boy Dempster was with him.
Then he gets in that bat. Oh, was Dempster with him?
Yeah, because Dempster was doing
He's a funny guy.
Wait.
Yeah, he's funny.
I like you.
And then 0-2 pitch, he fanned, but not a bad form on that. Then they pull him. Throws his glove down. This is all on March 12th. This was 9 years ago. But then he continued on around Arizona.
Yeah, he played for every team in the Cactus League that day.
Yeah.
I remember watching this one. I was visiting my dad. He was with the Red Sox at the time down in Fort Myers. And I remember watching all these games live as they were happening. And just, every other hour he was in a different uniform. So, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Major League Baseball did do a cool one with the transaction log.
Yeah, so we have the transaction log.
Yeah, so we have
I want to see that.
The
so it's
transaction.
all one day.
Check it out. This is one day.
So all one day. So what do we have? Yeah, Chicago Cubs assigned to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, we lost it.
We lost the monitors.
Oh, no.
Where's Ryan?
Is Ryan?
Yeah.
You beat me to it. I was going to go, Ryan's doing something. Are we still going?
Yeah, this is a new one.
All right, there we go.
There we go. We got
Denny
them back.
This is the money shot here anyway. That's all we really need.
There we
go. All right, let's punch that up. But yeah, Will Ferrell signed.
I can read you. It was the Cubs, then
Reds.
the Dodgers, then Giants, then White Sox, then Padres, Angels, Reds, D-backs, Mariners. So not every team in the Cactus League.
That's crazy.
But what is that? 9 teams in one day?
Yeah, and it was March 12th. They'll say March 11th, but I don't know. It was March 12th.
Yeah, I think
that's better than God. I forget who it was. Like some of those guys over the years who have gotten traded, the same day and got like the loss of the same day.
Yeah. Well, there's one guy. Trivia question. Are you going to do the one I was going to do? There's one guy in Major League Baseball history who got 2 hits in one day for 2 different teams. He played a matinee, I think, for the Mets, and then he went to Montreal and got a base hit.
The Mets in Montreal,
the Giants in Montreal, or maybe
was it the Cubs because it was a day game?
It might have been like a trap. It might have been a getaway day. It was a day game. He got traded, and he got a hit for 2 different teams in the same day. His last name is the name of a hockey movie starring Rob Lowe.
Oh God, was it Kurt Youngblood?
No,
but Chris Youngblood? Joe Youngblood. Oh, gosh, I do remember that. That's right.
I had a baseball card, and I think it was like a split panel where it showed him. He got a hit. He got traded and then got a hit. That's 2 hits in one.
So Will Ferrell actually was at
Joe Youngblood. That's a great movie.
Will Ferrell was at Dodgers camp.
Yes. There's a scene. Okay, we'll talk later. I know him all too well. Sorry.
Will Ferrell is back at spring training this year. He was at
No way.
He was at Dodgers camp the other day.
I throw that picture.
Not playing as of yet. Well, let's see the video first.
Okay.
Ferrell. You think you traded too much for him?
So we're going to give him another shot. So we've got an older club, so we got a new player right now.
So this is Dave Roberts talking.
Okay.
He said we got a new player.
I think I fielded a bunt on this
Yeah.
field.
He fielded a bunt on this field.
I remember walking to the parking lot with the poor Padres player who had to. He's like, "Hey, Will, I forget the guy's name." He's like, "I'm the guy who had to lay down the bunt."
And I don't know if you caught it right at the beginning of that video. I have a still frame for you. Tell me if you recognize the guy standing next to Will Ferrell.
Joe Pesci.
That is my father.
Oh, my God, it's Tim Neverett.
So I noticed this the other day because he tweeted. I got my dad's tweet there. He said was going to ask a question at the Dodgers presser, but Ricky Bobby invaded.
Yeah, you got to let Ricky Bobby.
So that's
talk.
my dad in the sunglasses. I
if
thought
you
that
ain't
was
first, you're last.
Yeah, you first, you're last. So I went to the NASCAR race here for my first NASCAR race, and all I kept thinking about was Ricky Bobby, right? So I turned the corner, and there's a guy in a full leather Wonder Bread suit.
No way.
With the Wonder Bread hat and the glasses. He kind of looked like Will Ferrell. And every person was stopping to take a picture with him. We're like, oh, my God, this is the greatest. All these NASCAR fans are taking a picture with just some random guy.
Frank is just mad that he beat him to the costume.
I'm very mad. And I had what happened to me? I had a macaw crap on my shoulder. For some reason, some guy had birds. I'm like, hey, take a picture. And the woman goes, he just went on your back. But I saw my first NASCAR race. It was pretty exciting. All right, so Will Ferrell, baseball legend. I mean, unbelievable. He played for all those teams. And what's that you have pulled up there? Oh, this is the Blake Snell thing. Now I asked Denny about this.
Yeah, what is... He still hasn't signed, right?
So Blake Snell is not signed. Now, Matt and I were talking about before the show, Garrett Cole, he's got a little elbow issue going on right now, which is probably scary to Yankee fans.
Scary for Yankee fans?
What does he have? What is it? It's his...
all I saw on the ticker the other day when I was at the gym.
Yeah, gun show.
No, yeah, it just said something. He's having issues with his elbow, having a hard time recovering in between outings, starts, whatever.
What is that signal
to
you?
Yeah, man, because I know like the sign, like mine started as a flexor tendon,
that's right.
and a lot of times, dude, I know from experience now, unfortunately, when they say guys have a flexor tendon issue, that usually leads to the UCL, Tommy John issue, or when they say they're having a hard time recovering, that's usually code for he might have a UCL strain or something like that. So I hope it's not something like that because
I hope not.
Garrett Cole's great for the game. I mean, I love watching him pitch.
Dominant pitcher. Love Garrett. I was with the Pirates, of course, #1 pick. Never let him just throw the ball the way he wanted to.
But let's face it, probably the two people that are, I wouldn't say are loving this because nobody wants to hear an injury.
I know what you're going to say. Blake Snell and his agent.
And Scott Boras. Exactly.
Right.
They're sitting there going, well, Yankees, you're going to need somebody.
I said his contract just went up another $30 million, I'm sure. So someone who released, this was a tweet I saw the other day, or a post, whatever you want to call it. It's, what does it say? Read it for Denny and I.
It says, Yankees fear that Snell is, quote, an effeminate video gamer and not an ace. Cashman wants a guy who can drink beer, fire up a grill on weekends, and go deep in games. Snell doesn't have that look or demeanor. According to their evaluators, they fear all his time playing games has made him soft, and they don't believe nerds can get big outs in big games.
I heard about that one too.
Yeah.
Now, is that clickbait though?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. But that's hilarious. So,
but it's going to affect. But again, this is the internet doing its thing. Now people are like, "Oh, he plays video games. He's not going to get a deal."
Yeah.
Effeminate video gamer.
I read that and I was like, "Oh my God, Blake Snell, you better sign with someone."
The language is too strong in this to be legit.
To be true, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, because what video game is he playing? I mean, if it's Call of Duty,
right, then he's a man. Right, but if he's playing FIFA, then But I mean, Blake Snell. So anyway, there's a rumor. Well, I don't know if this is a rumor. I have this clip titled "Cub Detective." Because remember, when you're a junior detective, you're called a Cub Detective. Some girl who's a big Cubs fan posted this video that she thinks she's solved it. That Blake Snell is coming to the Cubs. Crank up the volume if you can, please.
He's a Cub. He's a freaking Cub. This is a game changer. This game. He followed Jorge Alfaro, which if you're following Jorge Alfaro out of blue, something's a little there. Something's sprinkling. And then he followed Dexter Fowler, Cody Bellinger, and Patrick Wisdom. He's a freaking Cub. If Blake Snell is a freaking Cub, are you kidding me? That is oh my God, that's a World Series.
That's a World Series.
I've been saying World Series, but that's a World Series and a half. Oh my God, Dodgers wouldn't even be able to freaking compete.
I can't wait for her to go, TJ, who's your daddy? Championship.
She's awesome. She's sitting there holding her wiener.
I was going to say, was that a wiener?
Right. But
beat me to it.
So passionate. That's a World Series and a half.
Well, Ryan McCormick has been so adamant at Justin Fields going to like 8 different teams because he follows one player.
Yeah, this is like the new trade rumors of who they follow.
Although if you're following Jorge Alfaro, I mean, you got to know him personally. There's something else there.
Remember, everything we report here is just stuff we find on the net.
He started following Harry Carey? What?
Let's see. What's next? Fishy Hanger. Do we have this?
Yeah.
Okay, Denny, you played Little League your whole life. You played in the pros. Matt, you played college ball at Bethany? No.
Bethany, then Appalachian State.
Bethany, then Appalachian State. Yeah. What you were second baseman?
Appalachian State, yeah.
Yep. Under 6 feet, I was reserved to that side of the infield.
Yeah, well, that's why I was.
Dude, Appalachian State's been good in football and baseball.
And basketball this year.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Regular season champs.
So anyway, you remember how you always had to say good game, good game.
Mix in something else in the middle.
Good game.
To
Yeah,
one kid in particular, yeah.
Good game, good game, good
Kiss
game.
my
good
ass,
game,
kiss
good
your
game.
ass.
Yeah, all right, good. So I guess apparently this is caught on in fishing.
Good game, good game, good game, good game.
I saw that last night. I'm like, that's his friends, and they're just like, they're just dying. I mean, look, the guy, he dominated the fish.
He had a good game.
He had a good game. He brought home a lot of
classic.
wins. I love that. 2024 vision is what I call this. This is weird. Ryan sent this to me. Ryan, by the way, Ryan McCormick, who we saw earlier. Didn't necessarily hear much of Ryan. Yeah. We'll see him tomorrow. He'll be back in the producer
Speak softly, carries the loud stick.
Exactly. He sent me a bunch of stuff. So Ryan, thanks for always contributing, even when you're on your days off here. He sent me this chart of things that happened in 2020 and things that have happened in 2024. So Lamar, MVP both years. Chiefs beat the Niners. Lakers beat the Bucks on a Friday in March. And then the Jazz Thunder is canceled on a Wednesday in 2020, and they play tomorrow night. The Jazz and Thunder.
But he's not trying to say COVID's going to happen.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything.
We are coming right up on the 4-year anniversary of everything shutting down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Really.
I was supposed to fly to Atlanta to do the Creep Show episode that I ended up later doing a year or two later. And stealing, by the way. If you have Shudder, make sure you watch it. But yeah, that's kind of eerie. I know we see these all the time. They're stupid, but I just like seeing them. But that game's tomorrow night.
Yeah. So don't bet on it until we know it's going to happen.
To make sure that
but we can't even put that out in the ether. What was it? Remember the who was it? The Barstool guys. Remember before Aaron Rodgers' first game with the Jets this year?
No.
And one guy goes, God, I've been this excited since Vinny Testaverde, whatever. But even though he blew his Achilles out that game, whatever. You haven't seen that video?
No.
And then sure enough, they show the guys going, see, I told you should have said that.
4 plays or 3 plays in?
Don't even mention COVID.
Oh, my God. Now, how do you feel? Now, you still follow the Commanders, right? You're still a Washington fan. That's why you knew Austin Eckler signed. That division. Daniels. Okay, so Saquon Barkley goes from the Giants to the Eagles. That seems illegal.
Yes, disheartening. But we got Austin Eckler.
You got Austin Eckler, who's a good player, and his fiance was on. We met her. Me and Jeff ran into her at she's a TikTok girl. Yeah, she's a TikTok dancer girl. And I sadly knew who she was.
Isn't everybody a TikTok person now?
Well, I am too. You can follow me on at Frank. No, I don't know.
Little Bo Peep.
Frank Nicotero 69, I believe. Anyway, what was I going to say about that?
The Commanders.
Oh, quarterback. Who's your quarterback?
Jaden Daniels.
You think they're going Jaden Daniels?
I think so. That's who I want, 100%.
Number 2 pick.
Yep.
Not Drake May.
No.
Daniels.
We've already done the North Carolina quarterback thing.
Oh, yes, Sam Howell. Yes. Oh, that's right. He's still there, though.
But he could be a good backup. And, I think Jaden Daniels, to me, I think he's going to be the most pro-ready NFL quarterback out of the group this year.
When you play at LSU, that's probably probably true. Let's see here. Chase Nagel is watching. Let's see. What did Chase say? Chase Nagel. I like the home and away. Wait, what jerseys is he talking? Major League Baseball should bring back the home away jerseys for the All-Star game.
Yes.
Bring back the pageantry of the game. Yeah, they should.
100%.
I hate when it's national American just so they can sell those stupid ones.
Great question/statement, Chase Nagel.
And he also says, I like the home and away more than the new color schemes. It's an honor representing your team in an All-Star game. You should be able to represent your team on your jersey. Ryan McCormick, who's still not working, they should definitely go back to home aways. Just put an All-Star game patch on the side or something like that. Chase Nagel completely agrees. So you have both of your kids watching. 2 of your 3.
We had to get that one question too. Who's it? Matt? You said the weekend of Bernie's.
Caden. Yeah.
What you got to say the question he wanted to ask Silverman.
He wanted to ask Silverman, was Bernie really dead?
And I can unequivocally say no, he was not dead.
Not dead.
I know Johnny said that it was the greatest paycheck anybody ever got, especially for the second one.
That guy, yeah.
Because the first one he was still alive, and then he died,
right.
and then he goes the second one. He goes, "This was the greatest paycheck I've ever had." Didn't have one line in the whole movie.
How many lines you have to write? But you're in every scene almost, and you're going to make the same amount you'd make if you had lines. It's amazing. Wow, what an active room we had. Trey We have Chase. We don't have Avery. Where's Avery?
She is in Thailand right now.
She's in Thailand?
Yes.
That'd be real
Gap year
dedication.
program.
I think I saw. What program?
It's a gap year program. I forget which company it's
She
with.
works at the Gap over there?
Yes,
or
absolutely.
Right.
Yep. And then it's moving on to Limited after that.
Well, I didn't get that work. That's good work. Ann, what's happening? Good show. Thank you, Ann, our director. Drew Dog, as always. Andrew. Jerry, I think there's some moments we can make short clips on this show, buddy. Jerry Trevino.
Jerry Maguire?
Jerry Trevino. Jerry.
the money, Jerry.
On Sunday, celebrated, he's a big Mario fan. It was March 10th, MAR10. Mario.
That's
Very
right.
nice. Mario Kart guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
I'm no good at it. I lose every time. I can't.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong? Exactly.
Double dash only.
So, Matt, you're off. You're off to do games the rest of the week.
I
You're
am
a busy
doing
man.
games and executive producing all week of the Big West tournament. Yep.
Now, if we go to you live, we're going to be able to hear you on the mic, right?
Yep. Yeah. I'm doing radio and TV back and forth on one of the two. Yeah.
The ESPN Plus, we can actually listen to you on the TV broadcast, right?
Or you could watch. Yeah. You could
Or we
do
can.
both.
Well, I mean, watch. Yeah, we want to watch you. Well,
can-
they don't show the announcers that much. I
Yeah.
mean,
Right.
unless-
Right at the beginning. That's best for everyone.
And who's the color commentator? Who do you?
With Richie Schuler is his name. He's a coach, and I've actually been doing this package of games with him for a couple of years. So he's really, really good, and I'm excited.
Nice.
Very cool. Denny, you're here till through Friday. Tomorrow we're back. I forget. Is Sean Casey tomorrow? I think Sean Casey
tomorrow.
Yes.
The mayor.
The mayor. I'm very excited about Sean Casey. Reds from my hometown. I caught it. And I have a great Sean Casey story that I want to share about opening day at PNC tomorrow. And Denny, you're off today. You and your son, you're not sure what's going on.
Who knows? I think we might go Dance with Thunder from Down Under again or something.
There you go.
I did do that once.
You know, Denny, I have combed the internet looking for video. There is no video of this anywhere.
I know.
How did you have that?
I was able to
from the
scrub
internet?
that.
He was on the Best Damn
Best
Sports
Damn
Show.
Sports Show period.
Best Damn Sports Show, and he danced with the Thunder Down Under.
YMCA.
I have looked for this clip. If anyone out there knows how to get this clip, please email it to us. You know what? I challenge the live chat room. You know what I get for you? You get a personal shout out if you can find that video. It's not out there. I know.
Dude,
Reno
it
Paul's
was funny. One quick funny story.
Yeah,
to that.
please, go.
Avery, my daughter, when she was probably maybe 7 or 8 years old,
Okay.
she's yelling for me, "Dad, come here!" In the office, she's on the computer with like 2 of her little friends, and she's playing that video. Somehow she found it. Then she's like, "What is this?" Like I'm like, "Where did you get that?" And she's like, "I was just looking up your name, and I stumbled on this one." And this girl said, her top 10 hottest players, whatever. Back in the day. So,
there you go.
but that's the clip that this girl played like that, and they're tearing away the chaps because I was the cowboy in the YMCA bit.
Give me a phone to Thailand right now. Get Avery on the phone. Find that web address. All right. Well, I'm glad your son came with you. Trey, go have some fun. We're back tomorrow. Thursday, I think, is John Smoltz. And we have some more surprises. We got John Caparulo, a very funny comedian on Friday. Do you know John Caparulo?
I haven't met him personally. I love his
He's very
stuff,
funny.
yeah.
He has a residency here in Vegas. He'll be here Friday. Chris Andrews, who's going to check in at some point. And tomorrow I'll probably have a Pirates jersey on. I got baseball jerseys, courtesy of Matt Neverett all week. We appreciate you guys watching the show. Live chat room, you guys are the best. Come back at 3 o'clock for Sports by the Book.
Yep. Yeah, ready to go. Should be a fun one. Special surprise guest at the end. And we're talking football. We're talking plenty of college basketball as well.
College basketball is where
Nice.
it's at. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Remember, LINE stands for Live in Nevada every show.